YouTube, we have something serious to do today. We're gonna cut this box open. It's gonna be a big mystery what's in here. You didn't look at the thumbnail at all.
They didn't read the title either.
You didn't read the title? No. You didn't click on the recommendation at all. Ooh, I think we'll save the best for right now. Ooh. What is going on here? That looks freaking cool. There's nothing else in this box. Nothing at all. So look at this, guys. This is gonna be so cool. I'm super excited. Do you see this? Does it look like it would go well with these? Oh yes. This is exciting. Normally, when we unbox products that we receive in the mail and then, put them together, fly them, build them, set them up, whatever it is we're doing, the kids are sort of, don't care, they don't know, but they knew about these. And so they were very excited and they strong-armed us into unboxing this. Comes with an instruction manual. Of course, this is gonna be the Excavator 1/24th scale. You can see it does all sorts of like weird motions. Good manual, it's English. Talks about the flashy light, charging the 7.4 volt lithium polymer pack, which also known as a battery. Okay, so we're gonna slide this thing out. This is by DieCast Masters, but guys, seriously, I don't mean to mislead here. It is plastic, but DieCast Masters makes a line of product. See, DieCast Masters. So we're not trying to mislead. They're very heavy, which is good.
Yep.
And expected for this price point. Look how beautiful that is. These are branded by Cat. They are legal, non-Chinese copies, okay? So when you get this, they're good, okay? Yeah. It doesn't mean that you can't get some fake version that's gonna be acceptable, but I just think these things look great. They're really detailed. Oh, we might need I normally use a knife to cut just so you guys don't have to supply. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just show, if you guys don't have side cutters in your kitchen.
Has zip ties.
You can use scissors, but scissors are a little bit harder. If you guys don't do a lot, oh, that wasn't too bad.
That wasn't bad.
Some zip ties are so horrible.
You mean everybody hasn't talked the rest of their household into keeping?
That's rubber. Awesome. That looks so cool. I like that that's not very far out because it's gonna get broken off.
I like that it's like rubbery.
Yes. One of the coolest details about these is that it comes with everything you need, which, to be honest with you, is not the case, especially when you get the Chinese stuff. You're not gonna get your AA's or AAA's. In this case, these are AAA's, 2 of them. Run-of-the-mill, whatever brand they send.
Yeah.
Sure, they're super Chinese, high-quality ones. Cat transmitter. One thing to note, if you get these as a set, meaning if you buy all of them, then all the transmitters look identical. So you need to mark them, otherwise you're gonna get confused. There is a small screw here, so we have to get a Phillips screwdriver. These are 2.4 gigahertz. Boy, we only have like 30 Phillips screwdrivers this size. It's weird.
Really could use a couple more.
That's right. We should make a Christmas tree next year that's just made up of Chinese screwdrivers. That'd be perfect. So obviously they have to do this by law because unfortunately some child probably ate a battery and died, which is horrible to think about, but that's why they do this, because kids will occasionally eat batteries because they think they're candy or whatever. These batteries are better than others, but that's the reason you see that screwed there. So don't get too upset because you might be saving some kid's life and it might be somebody you know. So I'm gonna put this in there just because I don't want the back to pop off. But in my experience, we haven't had problems with the backs coming off, have we?
Nope.
Okay, so this has a button, 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 button. They move in all directions. Those don't seem to do anything. This is a button that'll be for sound. And then there's an extra button here. I don't remember.
That one.
I don't remember. Yeah, there is one. These have the same ones, but this doesn't do anything on this transmitter, okay?
Oh, okay.
This one does, this one doesn't, does. So there must be one extra axis of control on this.
Track movements. Sorry, there's a crazy glare on here.
Oh, sure, track movements. That makes sense.
The two top trigger buttons.
Okay, so let's see what else. There's one more thing holding this in, and I don't know if it's just pressure. Oh no, there's one more zip tie, guys. It's back here. See, with scissors, it is challenging. You could get it, but you'll have to go in here. You see how it's like a zip tie? I was trying to cut the whole plastic thing, but it's just one zip tie. Okay, so we'll throw that away.
Yeah, I heard it.
And it's already kind of slipping. Oh, that is so cool. I'm like really excited about the Excavator. It's probably my favorite one of the group. Sometimes excavators will let you down though. I gotta say that. We've had and reviewed a handful of excavators, and most of them are pretty bad because they don't lift, they don't have a big enough range of motion, and I honestly hope this one doesn't have the same problem that all of them did. It's kind of hard to get out here. You have to, the bucket was curled into. Okay, so most of you guys, side note, Brian Phillips, RC, story time. I was working at a freight company today, and they had buckets just like this, and they were humongous at the freight carrier, and it looked identical to this. They were Caterpillar buckets, and it was so cool. These buckets are so huge, they have an info tube inside of them, and they sit probably about, I would say about 3/4 the size of this, and they weigh like 2,500 pounds or something like that. It's a pretty big bucket. All right, so first impressions are this thing is heavy. It's gotta be, that's gotta be like at least, I'm thinking 10 pounds. Pick it up, camera crew.
Really?
Yes. Demonstrate the weight.
Oh.
It's very
That is
heavy.
a lot heavier than I thought it was gonna be.
So we're gonna put it on a
That's
scale
probably good.
just so you guys can see, because most of you guys don't work on scales for a living, so I guess I probably shouldn't expect you to know what 10 pounds feels like. Okay, so we've got, I'm gonna go to grams. Oh, dang it, it's touching. There we go. So we're 1.48 kilos or 3 pounds, 4.5 ounces. So figure on about 2.2 times that, or 0.45 times that. 0.5, yeah. So there you go. So that's pretty heavy. That is definitely not 10 pounds. So my estimation skills were horrible on that because there's 16 ounces in a pound, and that's 4.5 16ths on top of 3. Okay, so it's heavy, but it's not near as heavy as I thought it was. On the bottom of this, we have rubber tracks. It's a little bit stretchy. You can definitely pull those off. The kids will probably try to do that. Doesn't feel like they're gonna break really easy. Very detailed. There's some foam on here from the packaging. You see the little step.
These might be easier to put back on though, because they're stretchy, than the plasticky, hard plastic ones.
Like on the Brooder. These, one of the reasons I really like these toys is they look almost as detailed as the Brooder models. These are smaller though, they're 1/24 scale. But we've always thought the Brooder models are excellent toys too. And the kids play with them for years without breaking them.
But they don't have anything that's...
Yeah, they don't have a lot of moving parts. I mean, they do have moving parts, but they're not radio controlled.
Yeah.
And just looking at the arms, it looks like the cylinders are obviously decorative. There's gonna be gears that articulate the booms up. And then the elbow here is operated by, there must be a motor right here and it spins that. And then this one, I can't see, but it looks like there's probably gonna be another gear somewhere in there. Actually, this one might, no. It must move inside. I wonder if it moves this inside of here. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously the body swings. Okay, so right here is the access to the batteries. Okay, so that pops open, really cool, because that's where you would have your engine compartment in real life. Okay, so this comes with a USB style charger, DC 5 volts at 2 amps maximum input. Okay, they have a weird plug on here. Okay, so the weird plug lines up. It's keyed, so you can only plug it in one way, so you won't, you won't damage the pack by plugging it in backward. So when we charge these batteries, we have a number of different ways we can do it because we have so many different chargers. But in most people's case, they're going to be just plugging in your cell phone adapter or whatever, your AC adapter that come with a tablet in this case. And there's 2 lights, a red one and a green one. Can you see them from that side?
I can't see green.
Well, there's a red one right now. I'm just saying it's going to turn on.
Oh. Okay.
See when I plug this in?
Oh, yep.
Okay, so that's how you can tell it's charging, and then the state changes when it's done, okay? So this is also labeled here, which is really nice, and it's going to tell you what it is. This is a 600 milliamp hour 2S battery. It's a lithium ion, not a lithium polymer, which is slightly more balanced chemistry. It's not, I said that wrong, not balanced chemistry. It's a little bit less crazy. So lithium polymers are where you run into more problems. So we have the same size batteries for the other units. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the battery from one of those into this machine. And we already have the batteries in our transmitter. Just for grins, we'll turn that on. You can see there's a flashing red light. And then we'll go ahead and plug this in. Real simple. It's not hard to fit the battery in there.
Is there an on-off switch on this one?
Probably. I just haven't found it yet. So we'll just turn this, and then that drops down and you spin it. There was a power switch on the other units. There you go. So it's on the bottom of the body. Okay, so we have the simulated engine noises. Oh, cool. Yes, look at the lights. Oh, yes, awesome. Okay, so let's see. Oh, yeah, that is awesome. Oh, so cool. It drives like a real tracked vehicle. Oh, that is awesome. You can really turn around fast.
Yeah.
Now, how does the bucket work? Oh, there we go. See this? Wow, that's a pretty good range of motion right there. Okay, so let's go right to the edge and start doing some digging. They will overdrive, which is not necessarily great because I keep running the controls the wrong way. This one, interestingly enough, does not overdrive. Yes, you can actually go down. Look, you can go down below grade. That's one of my biggest gripes. I'm gonna shut off the sound, which also shuts off the light. So the reason I'm doing that is because it's obnoxious to listen to in a video. But look at that. You wanna know how many RC excavators we've worked on that have not had any capability of going underground? Like, what's the point of digging with an excavator if you can't go underground, guys? And so far, I would say very good on controls. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to because you're not just driving with sticks. But look at this, I'm just right next to the edge, no problem at all. Of course, we're on granite countertops, so it's nice and slick. That is awesome. So now you can roll the bucket in, and then you can, I don't think they're proportional. Do you want to show them what's going on with the sticks when it's moving? So you see this, it's not proportional. So it's either on or off. So that does make it a little bit challenging to control. But look at that, you can actually bring this in close. That is really cool, guys. This elbow on real one would tuck down a little bit more. So that's so far the first thing that I haven't liked about it. And that's still pretty good tucked down compared to what we've seen in other radio controlled excavators. And you are going to be able to run your controls at the same time. I'm just not familiar enough with it. One thing I would really like to see on this toy in particular is a label right here that you can, even if it was provided with the toy, and you could apply it yourself if you chose to do it, because remembering the controls is challenging between one style of construction gear and the other, because they're all a little bit different. Okay, so let's see how it spins. Does it spin infinitely? Probably. See, it just keeps going. Oh no, there's a limit. Let's see where the other limit is. Wow, that's really good. It's more than 360 degrees. See? So there is a limit to how far you can turn. And look, you can lift up the whole machine like it's not even a problem. Let's see if you can lift it with this axis of control. Oh yeah, plenty of strength. You can definitely lift it. You can definitely spin it. That is so cool. I'm loving the control here. That is awesome. Okay, so then this one, yep, plenty strong. If you can't lift your own machine, you're never gonna dig with it, okay? Now I wanna see what we've got in store for these machines over here. Can we reach? You can move that box if you need to there. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is awesome. You can totally pull the vehicle. This has got to be the most impressive one of the group by far, because obviously a dump truck, an articulated truck like this, or the loader is going to have less control channels. So this one must be a little bit more expensive too, I'm guessing. But if you have a choice in terms of which one's going to be the most fun and the most exciting, I would probably have to say this one's going to be the most exciting, because you can do so much cool stuff with it. And yes, you can run multiple controls at the same time. I'm just not very good at it right now. I hate when I overdrive it, because you know that you're eventually going to break something. But it is very strong. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So can you tip yourself over? Yes, you can. Awesome. Now, can you tip yourself back? I don't know. Probably not. I'm guessing not. I don't think so. You're going to have to pick yourself up. So, initial thoughts are very good. I'm really happy with it. It's strong. I don't know about longevity on the gears, because you can overdrive them, and that is something that leaves me a little bit concerned. But in terms of this compared to other Chinese options, that control, for whatever reason, does not overdrive. This control does not overdrive. So they must have a limit on it, okay? So that's nice. But then every other, that is a really long reach. Look how far that is. That's awesome. So very exciting toy. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're gonna pick up some blocks like we did in the last videos. These blocks that the kids might have. These are just good examples of something you might have around for weight. Obviously, if you're gonna be digging, you're not gonna go out and dig in the front yard and like actually cut a hole into the grass or the sod or whatever it is.
I think that's what the kids were hoping for.
Yeah. Okay, so down you go. And this is where I'm gonna not know what the controls are, so I'm still struggling quite a bit. But I'm really liking it because the controls are pretty good. And you'll definitely be able to scoop something. If you were playing in sand, I bet you could get this to actually dig in the sand. And let's look at clearance. Not much clearance there. See what I'm talking about? This frame is fairly low, so that's gonna cause some clearance issues. So you'll end up high centering more frequently, but this is still a lot better than the other choices we've found so far. And if you look at the scale details, look at how detailed it is in these cabs. I just really like, you can see the controls. They've got the pedals here, which is really cool. Of course, we've got the rubberized detailed hoses, which is just actually really cool. And then of course the chair, and then there's 2 control sticks, just like there would be in real life. The exhaust sticks out, but it's rubber. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like
Good
that
touch.
those details are rubbery.
These are not rubber. These are
Well,
plastic. This is rubber, like actual rubber. So that means it's gonna last. And look at the detail on the steps. That's so cool. They've got that raised plastic. This doesn't open. The sides don't open, but it looks like a vent, and it actually does look like a vent. That's really cool. So it's a Cat 336. What do you think about this one, camera crew?
I really like it. I think it's going to be good. It has some features that we haven't had on some of the other excavators that they've had.
Yeah, and I think our son will really enjoy playing with it, and so will our daughters.
Yeah.
When they get old enough to play with it.
They dig in their Legos. They'll put them all in a bin, and then our oldest will drive the excavator, and then the other kids drive the trucks around and stuff, and they make their little construction site when they can't go outside and play. And I think this one will scoop Legos better, just even because it can go down below grade. Like you were saying, that's always, he's like, you can't scoop straight off the top of the ground.
It never makes it below the ground. Or you can go like half of a bucket full.
Yeah.
This goes way down under there, which is really good. That does make me kind of nervous a little bit.
But
they all do that. Unless you get into the hydraulic ones, which you can get a hydraulic one. It's just really expensive.
Yeah.
Also, because you can spin all the way around, you have to keep that in mind. That and by the way, if we didn't talk about it already, a super detailed bucket. Look at this. That is really cool. They've got these cutting edges here, and then the cutting teeth, which is just really cool.
All the little...
And then there's a side cutting tooth too. And then look at this. That's interesting. It's allowed to move. Huh. So let's give them one more shot of what I was getting at before I got interrupted by my other thought, is that this thing will spin around and then your controls will change. So the one thing, the other one thing, like I said, with the stickers for knowing where the controls are, one thing I really think would have been awesome on this, but it would have significantly increased the cost, is to have full proportional controls here, because there are no proportional controls on here. And what I mean by proportional controls is when you move the stick to have the bucket roll in, I want to be able to roll it slowly or fast, depending on how much I move the stick. So if I move it all the way, it would roll quick. And if I move it just a little bit, it would move a little bit. So that's a proportional control. And I'm just making sure I'm not giving you bad information. It's definitely all or nothing on those controls. So again, the other thing too is I'm not familiar enough with this to really get used to the digging action, because you do get used to doing certain things with your thumbs when you're doing digging with a toy like this. And so obviously that will come with some practice. But I would say it's definitely awesome. It's my favorite one so far.
Yeah. And
so
I think on the instructions it says the bucket can hold up to a half a pound.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of cheating, but it's just so slick on this counter.
Yeah, it's hard to pick anything
Hard to
up.
pick anything up. But let's try this. This one, this block, let's see if it rolls it. Whoop. It definitely has no problems at all lifting it. Let's try one of these, bigger blocks like this. And let's just put a few of them in there and see what type of weight we get. I mean, it feels like it can lift its whole own weight without any problem. There's no hesitation whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we also found that to be true with the articulated dump truck. And then the loader itself had a very strong motor. There was no issues with power there. In terms of what you're gonna do with the power is a whole nother story, of course. But so far, really impressed with this line. They go together. I love that they're all 1/24th scale. I'm kind of a scale. I'm a sucker for scale. And just being able to see them, these things are just a beautiful decoration too. If you really get down to it, if you're buying a gift for your husband, I don't know many husbands that are gonna be upset about getting something like this. Even though you don't need it, you want it, because that is really cool. And I definitely think this is a winner right here, this one. So guys, if you haven't already done it, check in the description below. This thing is cool, and you can buy one for yourself. You'll be supporting our channel if you buy it from the link. We ask you to do that. If you're gonna buy this thing anyway, When you buy it from the link, you can take full advantage of whatever coupon codes or whatever RC bucks or whatever program they've got going at the time. This thing is really a cool toy, and I hope you'll buy it. Also, we'll link to the other items. There will be a total of 4, just to let the cat out of the bag. And we will be releasing the videos one at a time, but we'll have all 4 in each video. And definitely check out the other videos if you're interested. We don't want to drive them all in each video because it would make the videos too long, and we don't ever do long videos. But definitely come back for more. We have tons of action coming, and we really appreciate you guys. Best audience on YouTube. Come back for more.